home, Nicole?
Hey, what's happening?
As y'all can tell, if you hear Nicole is in the process of commuting.
Yeah, I'll be home in 3 minutes though.
She'll be home in 3 minutes. Jamarcus may have not tap in. He had a family. I won't say event, but he had a family obligation. I guess he might take care of. He might be in. He might not. That we'll give Nicole a little bit of time to get into the house before she gets to her week, because her weeks be a little long. Don't want her to miss her exit while she's driving. You what?
I could have a career as a driver, as an instructor. Any kind of driver. I could drive over the road. I could locally. I could teach people how to drive. Matter of fact, if I taught more people how to drive, there would be less accidents. You should feel flattered by that, because you taught me how to drive.
I know this.
So you should feel flattered.
I've
enhanced and advanced on what you taught me since then. But hey, you gave me the basics.
I think your character changes a bit while you're driving. So that part, that part we might have to think about. While we're talking, we might have to change over to mostly YouTube.
The apartment.
Say again. Carletta said for you to drive safe, Nicole. Did you hear that? Carletta, Miss Kelly. She said drive safe. How you doing, Miss Kelly? Carletta.
Hey. Carletta. Yeah, I'm safe. I'm getting ready to park now.
Okay. While you're doing that, I need to open up YouTube. I think we need to probably switch over to just doing YouTube or more.
Why?
We got
something happening with Facebook, or
Facebook sent us a warning last week. They was gonna shut us down for a minute or something. Facebook has been very I don't say wishy-washy, but the thing is how they check your comments and stuff. And I think in our comments, we start to talk and joke back and forth. I think one of the comments said something about somebody slapping somebody, LOL, and that went against the guidelines, so they flagged it for it. So the video from last week, it if you even go look at it, it says this is sensitive, because you can't just watch the video. You got to click on it you got to click on something that's saying that it's okay, show me the video, because it's sensitive content in this video. And it wasn't said through the video, it was an actual comment in the comments. I didn't do it.
I'm just saying. So whoever flagged it, at least they watched the show.
No, I think it's a bot.
Just words they put. Certain words.
The words going across, and I think they just flagged it because of that. So, and the thing is, in actuality, what it was is, our producer, man, he makes comments, and he's the one who made the comment. So the comment comes out as if it was the show, and that's what we were promoting. So. Okay.
Whew.
Y'all gonna make it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just to let y'all know while she's in her transition there, my week was great. Nothing real major happened. I feel like I'm getting a sty. I feel like I'm getting a sty. We used to call them stars when we were kids, the thing in your eye. But I've been inside of this abandoned building, with all that old dirt and dust and stuff. I haven't cleaned my eyelid. Usually I'll take something to clean my eyelid, but other than that, it's about that. And just like that, Nicole's made it in the house.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my little stand.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So
here we are.
There we go. And now, how was your week?
My week was okay. I didn't go to work for 2 days. Just for 2 days. I didn't go to work. 2 days I didn't go to work.
Real quick, let me ask you, Carla. It was not the N-word comment. It was literally a comment. I can't remember what we were speaking on, but the comment said, "And I slap your ass." LOL. And that's what was flagged. So you didn't go to work for 2 days.
Yeah. I needed those 2 days too. And I got released from the doctor today. Yay. So I cause I'm so tired of being in housing. I'm telling you, these dudes do stuff like, so in housing, when you a housing officer, you can't be around inmates, right? You can only be in the tower. You do all the paperwork. Whoever come on the floor, you got to document it in the log. And, so it's real busy for you because hey, Shaka, do everything, right? But you can't have any contact with the inmates. So I can't feed them. I can't escort anybody. I can't even take anything to them, like the truck, and hand them anything because, if they jump out, I need
I think we
Can you
lost
see
you.
me? I'm
We can
there.
see you
Can
now.
you see me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
So
went out and they
literally,
jump out.
all day, this is them hitting the buzzer because, they'll hit the little intercom. What? Can you check my bond? Like they don't know they bond. Can you see if somebody paid my bond? How much money I got on my books? What's my charges? Do I have what's my next, just bugging you. But they will literally be on this button, boom, 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 and be like somebody laying on the floor and you stopping what you're doing, running over there. What's up? Oh, I just wanted to say, hey. All day long. I'm so ready to get out of there.
Oh, but so you go back to work Friday?
Friday.
But are you sure you're going to be out of there?
I don't know. They could still probably put me in there, but I'm going to be loud and clear. Hey, I'm released. I could go back to Grady. Put me in security so I could walk around. I'm tired. I've been in housing for a month.
So that means so you ain't had nothing to do for the last 2 weeks. You just been sitting still.
I mean, not literally. I mean, sitting still, but yeah, and stuck in there. I can't go take a break. I can't do nothing. And then it's hard trying to get assistance. So if anything, like say if they tell us, oh, our toilet's clogged, and I call maintenance. Maintenance can't go in there without a security officer. Or if they koshers come later in the day, they can't get passed out because I can't do it. And I'm in there by myself. I can't leave the housing tower unattended. So I have to stay in there. So, or if somebody say I need to go to medical, I call medical and they say, well, bring them down. So me trying to find help, or people don't nobody want to work. Be like, hey, can you please do this? Oh, I was. So now I gotta hear them all day complaining, like, when somebody coming? Are we gonna be able to do this? They can't do nothing. They can't go to rec if I ain't got no security officer. So this is what I gotta hear all day long because ain't nothing happening because I'm here by myself. You ain't finna get a damn thing. Can I get a roll of tissue? How you gonna get it?
So ain't no chain of command that you call up and they supposed to just send people for this? Like they ain't got people that this is what y'all don't have runners.
No. Sometimes they'll have people that's in security, but if we very short. So sometimes we might have one officer for the whole west side of the building, one for the whole east side of the building. Sometimes we don't. And the sergeants will be security, but they only security for important stuff. So like if we call a signal two, meaning somebody a man down, it could be staff or whoever, chest pain, something serious. I ain't calling no sergeant because somebody needs some tissue or they want the mop and the broom. They ain't finna come up there for that.
Well, my week was a little. Oh, I had my football banquet this past weekend. So we did that. It actually went pretty
Y'all
good.
dressed up?
Yeah.
You got pictures?
I have a couple pictures. I didn't take as many pictures as when you get your, I was there. I said, well, I'm gonna take pictures and stuff. But I spent a lot of time running around because I broke the banquet up into two banquets. So we had one earlier in the day for my younger kids, and then one later in the day. We was from 4 to 6:30 with the older kids. So I spent a lot of time running around. At the end of the day, I had so much food left. I had to send food to shelters. I had a ton of food. The caterer.
Did y'all cater? Oh, y'all catered it.
Yeah, the caterer that we use. I told him I was gonna have I thought it was like 220 people. I think we got close to like 330, and I think he gave me enough food for almost like 500 people. I left like 3 pans of food for the maintenance for the place so they can have for lunch. I sent 2 pans of chicken, 2 pans of potatoes, a pan of green beans, and like 5 salads to the shelters.
Is this the same chef that we had on the show before?
No, that's Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Bobby from the land. That's from Bobby. Is from the old neighborhood. So this.
Yeah, I went to school with his wife. Yeah.
Yeah. The chef that we use, he's called Jimbo's. It sounds like some place that we probably wouldn't be using. But it's over in I want to say that's South Holland. He's in South Holland or Homewood. I think it's because it's right on the border. South Holland and Homewood. He catered for us last year. Basically did about the same thing because last year I had about 300 kids, 300 people in total who was coming in. He gave me enough food for like 400 to 500 people. So same thing he did this year. So that was real good. We gave out the medals. Our cheerleaders, we gave them their awards because like I told y'all before, my cheerleaders, they had won second place in the competition that they were in. And it was a good event. It was a good event for that.
So what y'all have at this banquet? Y'all had a band or a DJ?
Well, okay. My DJ, he was out of town, so he gave me his equipment though, so we can use it. So we just set the DJ equipment up and basically just Bluetooth. Not Bluetooth. I'm sorry, just played music throughout the night. For the first week, it was just all house music, so I had a blast. The second time, I think they tried to get some music for the kids in there, but I think when you let some of the older people get on, there's not a DJ in there. It's like
they don't really know what to play.
Exactly. So it was old school house music playing. But the kids really didn't care, especially the younger kids. They were just running around, popping balloons and stuff, like with the decorations and stuff like that. So it was a nice time. Other than that, we're getting into the year. We're gonna start training in about a couple weeks. So that was really my week. It was spent most of the week getting ready for that and then working, passing out that. In the news, I think the biggest thing that was going on was what the dude. What school did he go to? The Alabama guy? Was he from Alabama? The basketball player?
Yeah, University of Alabama.
What's his name? Darius Miles. Hold on, let me check.
That's his name. So that's like crazy. So did you see the video of the shooting?
I saw
somebody sent me the video.
Just people running off. I didn't see like a video of the shooting. Like I saw the video from somebody's Ring camera.
Right, and a car driving.
Right, and you just see kind of people running off or something. So like you don't really see him shooting.
Well, he supposedly didn't shoot. He supposedly didn't shoot. I saw another article where he gave the other dude the gun immediately before the shooting. He's the one who gave him the gun.
So was he the one who was turned down, or was the other guy the one turned down?
The article was unclear. It says she was so the boyfriend is the one that said it was her, the boyfriend. They were there visiting her cousin in town, visiting her cousin who went to the University of Alabama, I think, or some school there. And Them three were going out to get something to eat or whatever, and the dudes approached her and she turned them down. And when they got in the car, they just said a guy walked up to the car and shot, and he shot back and injured one of them. That's how they found him, because he shot back.
So they walk up on a girl who got a dude with him.
So I don't know if he was off doing something else and he tried to holler and she said no, because that's the way I read it. I wish I would have sent y'all the article. I thought y'all had seen it. But the way it reads is as if they were somewhere doing something and maybe the boyfriend wasn't right there when it happened. Just the two girls, because it was him and two girls.
Okay.
And then two guys, and they tried to holler at the girls, turned them down.
So he probably wasn't next to him. They saw two girls, they tried to holler. Okay, so I mean, it ain't as disrespectful as I thought. But I mean, I don't mean the shooting part. I mean the hollering at the girls part. Wasn't as disrespectful as I was looking at it, but still, I mean, I think that comes from that.
Oh, and then it said, and she turned him down, but he wouldn't go away. So it wasn't no, that's okay. I'm seeing somebody. Boom, he wouldn't go away. So he probably was there bugging, and she probably said something rude because he wouldn't go away.
I think that's part of that participation trophy shit. And nobody used to rejection. Everybody figured they supposed to get what they want. They supposed to get a prize for showing up. You know what I'm saying? If you can't tell nobody no these days. And I don't want, because what's gonna happen is everybody gonna turn this into more. I mean, not turn it into more, but it's gonna blow up to be more about women in general instead of the young lady who just got killed. Because what's her name? Let me pull it up. I'm sorry. I want to say her name. Give me 1 second. Jamia Jonay Harris. I hope I said that right.
Jamia Harris, we'll just say.
Yeah. That's Jonae. Jonay.
Jonae. Yeah, I would say Janae.
Yeah, so Jamia Harris, you know what I'm saying? I would hope it sticks more about her than everybody else is kind of relating it to themselves. And you know what I'm saying, well, I mean, don't get me wrong, everybody has a story, and everybody, I mean, especially with women, they get to the point where they feel unsafe because they know how it is when you tell a guy no and they get crazy and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to take away from that, but at this point, you know what I'm saying, I think we need to kind of leave it about these two, because it seemed like they got to be something else in their head. And
but this happened. Remember that article in New York? The woman, she was a mother, went into, it's like a liquor store. He tried to holler. She said no. When she came out, he shot her.
Yeah, that was the year before last, right? That's that people. I mean, just to me, and I mean, I don't want to be insensitive, but it seems like that's that participation awards we give everybody when we're not teaching them how to handle rejection. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. And I don't want to make it seem like it's about this whole generation, but don't get me wrong, my generation, they didn't take rejection too well, but they wasn't shooting women, you know what I'm saying, and choking them and stuff. It was more so they were wild out, calling them all types of names. They still talk crazy to them when they said no to them. But it wasn't like, oh, she told me no, we got to kill her. You know what I'm saying? If you tell me no, you ain't going to tell nobody else yes. But so I don't know if the fix would be just, I don't know. I think it
starts in football. You lose, you lose.
I mean, in sports, I mean, now that I think that's sports help with rejection. So, but that's all across the board. But there's a thing with right now, if a parent put their kid in sport at the end of the year, they think even if their kid did horrible, they're supposed to get something for doing horrible. I mean, we're supposed to tell them that, oh, you did okay and it's going to be all right, and give them an award just for showing up. You know what I'm saying? They don't handle rejection. When they lose, it's always everybody else's fault that they lost. It's never what we could have done better. It's the refs cheated us, or this or that, or the coach didn't play you, or whatever. It's never what the kid itself could have done wrong. I mean, could have done right or better to have helped win the game. It's always somebody else's fault that kid didn't do good, or they jump organizations. You know what I'm saying? It's like their kid didn't do good here. Say, oh, y'all lose, but they was winning over there. So I'm going to take my kid over there now, and now you're going to be a winner just from sitting on the sideline.
Well, let me ask you this. In football, have you ever seen where it's like, okay, my boys, you know how you sit and try to analyze what could we have done better? That they did everything right. The other team was just better.
That happens.
So what would you say then? What could you have done? Nothing, right? Because
Nothing,
they
but you
did
tell them the
everything.
truth. I tell my kids, I say, hey man, y'all played a great game. Y'all did everything y'all could. They were just better than us. That's just what it is. If somebody got to lose, and today it had to be us, there was nothing we could have done better. Y'all did everything we asked y'all to do, and y'all did everything within your power. Y'all played hard. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gave 100%. They were just a better team. The manosphere narrative doesn't help either. I don't know what the manosphere narrative is. I don't know what it is. So, but like with my kids, like my team this year, we lost in the semifinals. We didn't make it to the Super Bowl. We lost the game right before the Super Bowl. And every time I talk to my kids, I tell them that was not their fault. It was my fault. I should have done better. You know what I'm saying? I say, as a coach, I didn't do what I was supposed to do to put y'all in the right position. I did it too late. So, but they did everything that was an accident. We lost, though. That's just what it is. We lost. And we have to learn how to deal with rejection. We have to learn how to deal with loss, and we don't do that. Jesus, what Kevin Samuels? What did Kevin Samuels have to do with this? Huh? What does Kevin Samuels have to do with this? Huh? So because I don't know a certain thing, I got to be a Kevin Samuels fan?
No, she's saying, sure you don't. She says, sure you don't know what it is. Kevin Samuels fan.
Right, and she called me a Kevin Samuels
right,
fan.
Saying you're his fan, so you know what it is.
I don't. And first off, I'm not a fan, and I'm not against Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying? Like, only thing about Kevin Samuels I know is the clips that would get put out that would go viral. That was it. I didn't watch his show. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't running around trying to figure out what he was saying and say, hey, what Kevin Samuels said was right. Sometimes he said some things I'm like, oh, okay, I can agree with that. Sometimes he said some things I didn't agree with. I mean, but I wasn't cheering when he met his demise, you know. But I was neither a fan nor a non-fan, if that's possible to be. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about, nowadays, if you agree with one thing a person says, you're a fan. Especially if some people don't like what that person's saying. So since he had a lot of antagonists or haters, as they would say, if you agree with him, you had to be a fan of his. Because evidently with some people, it was either one way, it's black or white. You either on his team or you wasn't on his team. There was no middle ground. Now she putting out blank comments. Uh-oh, Carletta ready, boy. Typing too fast for herself. Jesus. Somebody explain to me what the manosphere narrative is, please, because I have no idea. None whatsoever. If somebody knows, let me know. I might agree with this narrative. I might not. I'm saying. But I have no idea of what it could be. Do you know, Nicole? But you're not a Kevin Samuels fan, so you wouldn't know, right?
I'm definitely not a Kevin Samuels fan.
What was wrong with Kevin? I don't understand what was wrong with Kevin Samuels. Why were people so against him?
I just didn't like the way I didn't like how he thought. I just didn't agree with it. I don't agree with the thing of looking at somebody and saying you don't look good enough for somebody who makes this amount of money to want you. He could get anybody he wants. Yes, he could. And why wouldn't he want her just because she's not attractive to you?
I find it odd, though, that you didn't really like Kevin Samuels' delivery, but that dude who you sent, I can't remember the name, but you sent a dude, remember I told you he was a pick-me, and you were like, dudes can't be pick-me and something, because he was rougher than Kevin Samuels in his delivery.
I don't remember what he say.
I can't remember what he said. He was doing a bunch of screaming at guys, a bunch of screaming, you know what I'm saying, talking real.
You wasn't even listening. Yeah, you just said, pick me.
Because of his delivery, you know what I'm saying? It was that delivery about trying to get your attention to let you know I'm on y'all team. It's me and you.
No, that wasn't it. He was spitting facts. I can't even remember what it was, but it was facts.
It might have been, but the way this facts was being spit, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't understand.
I think looks are subjective. You know what I'm saying? Just because I think somebody a 10, You might not think they're 10. Just like he said, like everybody think Beyonce is just the status quo. Everybody trying to be Beyonce, but he said Beyonce's an 8, Kelly's a 9, and Rihanna's a 10. That's his
I mean,
opinion.
I can go with that 8, 9, maybe 9. Now, Kelly was always my favorite. So I mean, but I can go with that assessment. Um,
but that's your opinion.
It's true, and I never try to force my opinion on anybody with that. But the issue I have, or everybody who had the ire for Kevin Samuels, people were tuning into his show for those opinions. The women he was giving those opinions to were calling him for those opinions.
I don't have that ain't my issue. The abuse of the women. My issue is his opinions. I don't like his opinions. I'm not saying he's rude or how he talks about them women. I just don't agree with his thought process. Because just because you might feel like she's a 10 and a high value man will want her, what else does she offer besides her looks? So you mean to tell me all I got to do is be pretty? So then when a woman says, and then when the woman says, I make 100,000, so I want a man making what I make. I've dated men that made less, and it was a problem because it's an ego thing. So I just want somebody on my level. You're not pretty enough. He told that woman, you're not pretty enough for that. He can have anybody he wants. But now it ain't the money thing. Now you can't have nobody on your level because you ugly in his mind. So you need an ugly dude. And it might be somebody that's broke. So take what you can get because you ugly.
We're going to jump forward, then come back. As Miss Kelly says, so because you call in, you should be subject to verbal abuse. The short answer is no. But the long answer is he became famous off a viral post about him talking to a young lady. And it was the one where he asked her to rate herself. And 7 wasn't 1, and she said she was an 8. I think he told her at best she was a 4 or something like that. But he became famous off of a post where he was verbally being rude. I guess you could say he was being rude a little bit, even though it was his show or whatever. She's the only one who I will probably give a pass to. Because after that, when you see what he does and you steadily call in, you're calling in for that. You're calling in for your moment to go viral. You want to be, seen on everybody else's computer, iPad, phone, or whatever, because you know this is going to happen for him. So that's the purpose of them calling.
I don't agree. I think a lot of the women that called in, they honestly probably thought, I'm this, so he's not going to treat me like this. I saw one video of a woman who I thought was like, okay, she's pretty. Let's see how he act. Because I saw how he acted with Tommy, from Love and Hip Hop Tommy. He was different. He wasn't, you ghetto, nothing of that, because she's very much ghetto. But he wasn't. He was all soft because she's very pretty. So his approach to her was, listening to what she had to say. He wasn't rude or nothing. So this woman, I'm thinking, okay, she pretty. He finna not go there with her. But she was like, I don't know. She said, I don't know what your show. I didn't hear what your show was about when I called in. I'm sorry. And he said, okay, well, how old are you? And she was like, take a guess. He went, click, take a guess. Don't play with me. Guess these nuts or something like that. He said. But she probably wasn't expecting that because she thought, I'm pretty. He ain't finna tell me I'm a 5. He just rude to everybody. Everybody not expecting that. Just like everybody not expecting Simon Cowell to be nasty because they think they had talent. And he was actually the one that told them it was for me. It was excellent. Don't y'all agree? He's not rude. So people think, I'm not that. So he ain't finna give me that same energy.
But when you see that's the energy he gives and you still call in, you get what you ask for. And let's go here. She's explaining the manosphere to me. The manosphere narrative is stuff like big women are masculine.
Black women.
Oh, black. My bad. Okay. Black women are masculine. Black women are gold diggers. He equated value to looks and not quality.
Yeah. That's what I didn't like. And what my thing is, a rich man can have options, but a rich woman can't.
Okay, hold up. What's this one here says? When I was young and dumb, I would ask men for relationship advice, especially assholes, because I thought they would be honest and direct and sometimes got my feelings hurt, but still no answers. Exactly what? Exactly what? Okay. Okay, let's go to the manosphere first. Black women can't act masculine. And I don't care what excuse you want to give, because a lot of times we'll get the well, we have to,
But
or the
what is
reason.
masculine?
Masculine.
I mean, how would you describe a woman that's acting? What is she doing that? Would you would look at her and say, "Oh, she acting masculine"? What makes her masculine? Huh?
Domineering. 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 I would say sometimes they're a bit domineering. Um, the gold digger thing, we go through that all the time because it's not just black women who are gold diggers. I think women in general are gold diggers, but that's because of the fact they are taught that men are supposed to take care of them. So like the man is supposed to spend his money and the woman is not supposed to. I think the issue that we have in the black community is, as guys, we feel like it's okay for women to be after us to spend money and take care of everything, but then we're not supposed to expect anything from that. You know what I'm saying? And that's supposed to be the status. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to want to be around me, and there's no, like, men are supposed to have no expectation, and women are allowed to expect the men to foot the bill for everything in Ireland. Now, with him equating um, value to looks and not quality, if that happened, I mean, I can say from the couple videos that I saw that would probably be true. I can't even fight the fact to say, oh, no, he didn't do. No, I mean, from the ones I saw, it was true. He equated looks to value. He did. So there's nothing else for me to say about that with it. As far as Miss Kelly, I think you should ask relationship advice from men.
But they still don't be honest. I've asked exes where it's like, okay, we're exes now, we cool. We ain't on that no more. Tell me within our relationship, now it's been 20 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. We just cool. You could tell me, what was it about me? Don't sit here and tell me, but no, you're great. Someday you're going to make someone happy. No, that ain't what I want to hear. I want to hear what was wrong in our relationship. If I was so great, it was something missing. What was missing? Nobody could ever answer that. Either they don't want to answer that or they really can't. I don't know. Oh my God. I don't want you to tell me now. Because you don't even know nothing about my relationship. None of the issues we had, nothing.
Hold on, what does it say? What do men expect from a woman that they want?
Well, I'll tell you, he's talking about like with sex. So men feel like if I buy you a steak, you should expect that you're supposed to be giving that ass up. I shouldn't say that. I don't want to get flagged.
And no. You said that wrong. It's not, men don't expect that. See how you said it is, if I buy you a steak, you should expect that you're gonna be giving that ass up. No, what men think is, if I buy you a steak or something, you should expect that I want to have sex, or that I'm going to at least attempt to have sex.
See, that's not the issue. See, that's what y'all think. And if we can have, and maybe this is a good dialogue. It's not yes, women know when we look at a man, like if he gonna get some or not. Men want sex. Women want sex just like men want sex. But when you think you're entitled to it, that's the issue. Men actually say stuff like, oh, you spent that much money on her? Oh shit, she giving that ass up. I've read what men actually say that. So it's one thing. Yeah, we know you want
trust
sex.
me, I'm with that same thing. But what you just said is the same. Because see, what you're saying is men shouldn't feel like they're entitled to anything. But at the same time, women can feel like they're entitled to it. So, like, if we're going to do anything, women feel like they're entitled to you taking care of everything.
Well, look, you can't change how things are.
I ain't changing
There was
nothing. I'm
never
just
a
telling you what it
time.
is.
Listen, there was never a time where men were entitled to sex from women.
What?
You know what I'm trying to say?
You said there was never a time for that?
I'm just trying to say it was never like I can't think of the word. So back in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or even how we raised, look at our grandparents and blah, blah, blah. This is how it was. Men take care of women. That was just the way it is.
Right. But at that same time, women took care of men in the household.
Right.
Yeah, that's
women
not it
still
now.
do that. And me and y'all try to act like women don't. And women still do that.
No.
Women do still do that.
You're speaking from a singular point.
No, not just
and
me.
in all honesty, neither one of us can speak on this correctly because neither one of us are in that demographic how they are now.
But I'm saying, but I know
from the outside looking in.
I'm on the outside looking in.
I'm going off with conversations that I have.
And I'm going off conversations that I have. Women are doing that. The problem is too, the big issue is the marriage thing. So back in the day, it was a marriage thing. So this conversation we having wasn't a big issue, right? Because men knew their role, women knew their role. But now nobody respects marriage. So since nobody is marrying and they just want to date around, of course men feel like I don't want to pay for this because you ain't really feeling her like that. You ain't trying to nail her down like that. You dating this person, this person, this person. And if you just a man and you taking care of everybody, you finna be broke, spending money on everybody you trying to date. And because ain't nobody looking for marriage. Nobody respects marriage. Everybody say it's just a piece of paper. So that's the big difference. Well, there's always an exclusion, but for the most part, generally speaking, most men feel like, how does it benefit me to get married?
Okay.
So nobody's
everybody
really married.
That. Even women think that, right?
Some, I don't. But still women are happy when they get married. You still gonna see videos of women excited when they get proposed to still now. Men don't be all excited.
But that's because that's the end goal for women. Most of them are raised to think, okay, you have to get married. They're pressured by society to get married. They friends, they parents, they cousins, they married people, they married friends around. It's a big thing for women. And if they're not married by a certain time, it's an issue. People, you don't get married, you don't want to get married. Sis, what's going on? You need to get you somebody, you know what I'm saying? He ain't married you yet, he ain't proposed. So they're happy when, even if it's a guy who they know it ain't been working out with, he could be the shittiest person in the world. You know what I'm saying? They just was pissed at the motherfucker the day before, and he pop up with a ring the next day. They gonna jump up and down and scream and cry. You know what I'm saying? But it's not the fact of. I don't think it's more of what society tells them it should be, and they've accomplished that goal instead of what it is that they really want. But I think some of the younger generation now is deciding that, you know what I'm saying, I don't care if society said I need to get married. I don't want to be married right now. You know what I'm saying? And that brings that into that. What you say here?
So I could feel like the younger people could feel like, you know what I'm saying, this 50-50 stuff.
As a woman, Carletta says, as a woman, I know whether or not I'm going to have sex with a dude that I'm attracted to. The dating process is to see if he got some sense, quality, etc., and I can feel safe enough to give him some. It's okay. What y'all have to realize about this is, I say this over and over and over and over, that a man doesn't decide. That a man does not decide if he's having sex or not. I mean, if sex is going to be had between him and a female, unless he take it, unless it's rape or force or something like that. We're talking about consensual sex. No matter how much a guy wants to have sex with a woman, he don't decide if it's going to happen. We have been told from the time that we are able to understand conversation, that a woman knows that she's gonna have sex with you the minute you walk in the door. We've been told this, so and we believe it in our shanana. See what I'm saying? We think when you see us, yeah, okay, she already knows she's gonna give me some. So now, why am I jumping through 89 hoops to get this sex? Because she didn't listen to Steve Harvey say, wait, make me wait 90 days.
But how do you know? How do you know? We say we know if we gonna give you some, but how do you know that she gonna give you some? She told you.
Because this is an assumption on our part, because we've been told that a woman knows from the moment if she wanted to have sex with. Right, we've been told that. So we assume that, okay, she saw me, she said yes to going out with me, she taking my money, doing all this here, she swallowing all these drinks I'm giving her and everything, because she already knew she was gonna give me some when I walked in the door. Now, we done been on 30 dates, you know what I'm saying? And I still can't rub her shoulder or whatever.
Well, let me explain it to you this way. And this might just be for me. It's not that we look at you and know, oh, I'm going to give him some. When we see a man and when we know, based off sexual attraction, we know if he can get it. Oh, he can get it. But as the date goes on, you might say something and be like, oh, no, he can't get it.
I truly understand that. It's the same men and women. Trust me, men can say, woman, oh, yeah, she go get it. Oh, yeah.
So when we see him, we ain't saying, oh, I'm giving him something tonight. That ain't what we saying. We just saying, because sometimes some men we look at and we know, he can't touch me. But we might look at you and say, okay, he could touch me. That don't mean he's going to.
And then he say something to you like, I can't believe I was going to let this motherfucker hit. And trust me, it's the same thing. I've known people who have been in the room with women buck naked, and she's opened her mouth to say something and he's left without having the sex. Wasn't me, but I know it to happen. What you saying, Shaka? Marriage, there will never be 50-50. Marriage is a business, a contract between two parties where each party is looking for something from the other party. Whatever that contract entails, both parties looking to be satisfied, however that looks between couples. Is this a lawyer who wrote this? She got this out of a law book or something? Marriage started as a contract. You know what I'm saying? It started as a way to kind of bring people together, in some fighting. It wasn't always about love. It morphed over into you do this because you love a person, and hopefully our love will allow us to overcome whatever issues we have and build a life together. There are still people who I think marry for I wouldn't say love. They just marry basically for business to make some things happen. But on the most part in society, we're not taught that that's what marriage is now. Marriage is what you do with a person that you love. You know what I'm saying? That's your one and only, your soulmate. And it's fairy tale. You know what I'm saying? Marriage now is fairy tale. It's not the contract that you're saying. Women want a family, but they don't want the family duties. It's like wanting a luxury car until it's time to fix it. Nicole?
Huh? Women want a family, but they don't want the family duties. It's like wanting a luxury car until it's time to fix it. Well, I had a luxury car and I fixed it. And I do family duties.
Mustang is not luxury.
I had a BMW, sir.
Oh, excuse you.
Yeah. And Mustang is considered luxury. I don't think it's luxury, but people always tell me it is.
Nah, it's considered sport. It's a sports car.
Sport luxury. You know, Mustang got an SUV now. That's sport luxury.
They do have an SUV. It's not bad looking.
So, and I did the family thing without the husband. It's not so much. I think you're speaking on personal. I think you need counseling to get over that. And, welcome a nice woman in your life and give her a chance. And I think all women are the same.
You think all women are the same?
I said, and not think all women are the same. Talking to your little brother.
It's hard to say that when women think all men are the same.
Women don't think that, though. Because if women thought that, women wouldn't like men. We would be all gay.
They say they don't think it until they start dealing with it, and then they bring whatever their thoughts of the
But that's because so this is the thing. It's like a catch-22. So you tell me, like, if I'm dating a guy and this guy do me dirty, so I leave him, right? You done did X, Y, and Z. And it was all these signs. And you like, he was doing this. You didn't see the red flags. And it's like, hey, I was looking over him. Boom, boom, boom. But hey, now I done let him go. Now I date another guy. I can't say anything about the last guy because I ain't him. But you're doing stuff that he was doing. I was stupid in the last relationship for not recognizing the red flag. So now when I see you doing the same things the last guy did, I can't bring it up because I'm trying to compare you when I'm not. I'm just trying to not be in the same position I was in the last time because you're doing the same exact thing.
I don't have a problem with that, but see, what you did is you fast forwarded into it, because now what you're not going to do is skip past the fact. Most of the time, you blame him for things that the other guy did before he shows the red flag, before he done any of those.
No, women don't do that.
Shit.
What are you talking about?
Shit.
I'm gonna need some examples.
Everybody brings their past to their present, no matter the gender. Okay, I can.
I can honestly say I don't.
You don't what?
I don't bring my past hurts to the present and blame this guy or think, oh, he's gonna do me this way. Everybody has a clean slate.
No, I don't think she was saying that everybody brings their past hurt and blames the guys. I think she was saying that. I think she was amen in what you were saying, because what should happen in an adult relationship is, if you have a relationship that's going bad, you are supposed to learn from it. And when you move into the next one, if that person is doing some of those things that you overlooked the last time, so you're supposed to recognize those things, and now that way you can disassociate from that now, instead of spending another 5 to 7 years with a person who were doing things that you knew you weren't going to allow, that you knew would hurt you, because you have been through that situation already. There's never an issue with a person learning from a past relationship, and because you're supposed to bring that experience with you. I'm saying that what men get.
My bad, Carletta. Yeah, sorry.
What men get some of the time is, before we're even into it, like in that infancy stage, I'm starting to get some of the baggage that you had from him, or the hurt that he had, that you're trying not to let happen before I even showed a red flag. So you've put up a wall already, and it's like, I ain't gonna never let nobody treat me like that again, or whatever. So you're being obtuse about things when I haven't shown you a red flag, because of the fact you're trying to not let yourself get hurt. So you're not ready for a relationship really. And then sometimes we rush into them too soon because we weren't ready to move on to somebody else, because we haven't fixed ourselves yet.
I agree.
What does this say? Women were originally in the home, taking care of the family and the house. Now we are doing that and having to work outside the home, even with a husband. We tired.
I concur. And I ain't even got a husband.
I'm so tired of this fucking argument.
Why? You don't think it's true?
I think it's a cop-out.
What in that statement is not true?
I didn't say it wasn't true. I said it was a cop-out. Because and
so
I only say that.
Take it?
No, I'm saying that because guess what? First off, I'm not married. You know what I'm saying? So I can only look to situations around me. Okay? And so with situations around me, every time I hear this from a woman about, oh, I'm working, I'm taking care of the house, I see the same thing from their husbands, the ones, you know what I'm saying, that I know of. So like if we take Jamarcus working, taking care of the house too, and his wife does the same thing. They're a group, they do that.
But they're not complaining, right?
No. I'm not talking about the people who complain. I'm saying, when I hear this, all I can take from all I have to judge it off is what I see around. You know what I'm saying? If you go to Danye and Jean, you know what I'm saying, they're both working and they're both taking care of the household.
But do you see the difference? So most of the women that say I'm doing all of this, obviously, when they say I'm doing the house, they're not getting help with that part. That's where the issue comes in.
What I'm saying is I don't see that. And
so it can't be a cop-out.
It is a cop-out to me. If the fact, this is my thought process on that. If you have a partner in life, you know what I'm saying, a partner, and that partner is not partnering with you, then we need to fix this situation. You know what I'm saying? So for you to come and tell me, look, okay, I got a husband, he goes to work. I have to work in order for us to sustain our life. I have to. It's not that I have the option to be a stay-at-home mom or just stay here and take care of the house, because we wouldn't survive like that. So I have to go out and work. So that means that we have to be, as much as we don't say it's 50-50, it's a 50-50 thing. We have to be in it together to take care of the household. If that person is not helping you with that, you need to reevaluate the nature of your association. Because now you don't have a partner in life, you know what I'm saying? And I'm big on that. If it's not your partner, then first off, y'all probably shouldn't have been married anyway. So you telling me you got a husband and all he gonna do, he gonna go work his 9 to 5, whatever it is, bring in his little check. He gonna come in the house, go in the basement, and just watch football or whatever, and you have to do everything else.
That's what most men think. Most men feel like if I'm paying for the mortgage, I'm paying the bills, I ain't got to do nothing else. What are you bringing to the table?
But if I'm paying the bills, you don't have to work to sustain our life. You understand that? So if I'm paying the bills and taking everything, then you don't have to work. Now you could take care of the house.
Maybe his money pays the bills, but her money helps supplements that. So now they can actually save. Now they can actually save, or now they can actually go on trips. Now they can get things they want as opposed to only being able to afford the things they need. You understand what I'm saying? So like me, at one point, right? I'm paying all the bills, but that's all I could do. I'm paycheck to paycheck, paying all the bills. So imagine if I had a husband who was a grown man here that I still got to, take care of. He might need clothes every now and then. He that's an extra mouth to feed and blah, blah, blah. My job, yeah, I'm paying for everything, but that's all I can do is pay the bill. I'm working to pay the bills. So if he was working, that's supplementing it. So now, okay, yeah, we can afford to go out to dinner every now and then. Yeah, we can afford to take a trip. We can actually put money away and save. You know what I'm saying? Even if all of our money is going into the same pot. I've never been married. So I just imagine when you have a husband and wife and they're both working, you all have a joint account. You're putting money in this pot for bills, right? You put money in this pot for bills. You might have your own money to spend. You have your own money to spend. And so that might help out with having extra money, having two incomes. You can, you have an abundance where you don't have to say, oh, I can't buy that. You looking, let me check my bank account. You know what I mean? But most men, at least for me, just watching and listening to other podcasts and men talking about, even if they're paying the majority of the bill, because from what I hear, I ain't never known I ain't gonna say I ain't never known no man, I take that back. But for the majority of the younger generations, they pay the big bills and the women still pay stuff. Even my friend who's older than me, he pays the bills, but my wife covered this. The wife always has bills that she has to pay. He ain't paying every single thing. And because if he was, then she could just sit at home and not pay nothing. But obviously she needs to work. She's helping pay something, but he's paying the big bills. And he feels like, because I'm paying the big bills, where my food at when I get home?
Maybe he can't cook.
Why these sheets not washed? Why the kids failing in school? She's working outside of the home just like you, and then have to come home and still make sure you're taken care of, right? I'm working like you, but you're not making sure I'm taken care of with my bath water.
And like I said, I don't think that's a partnership. So I got to jump up real quick, and what was calling it? And she says, and so when a woman says no because she is not ready, she gets shot. Okay. I don't want to be rude, but are we talking about that? We talking about after we done walked in the room and she already decided if I can get it or not, and then we done been on a couple dates, and I'm buying everything and taking, and I'm saying just treating her nice and flowers and candy and all that. She not ready then, or we talking about like I'm walking down the street and I say, "Hey, little mama, how you doing?" and she say no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, two different scenarios. I'm not saying either one deserves to get shot, but it's two different scenarios. So the not ready is what's getting me here. Okay, the not ready is what's getting me here. So that's all I'm asking, Carla. I need you to clarify that for me. All right, that's it. Said when I was married and both of us was working, my ex-husband expected me to have dinner made, even though I got in the house from work just 30 minutes before him. It was a point of contention with us. She can't. That's not a.
Oh, she don't count.
That was a religious thing. And she knows she was. I mean, is it okay for me to say with your religion? I don't want to tell people business, you know what I'm saying? And she ain't put her business out there either way. But she threw that out there like that was just like every day. Like that's.
I mean, but people do that. That's not it. That's not a religious thing. That's not foreign to me. I didn't read that and feel like what. I felt like yeah, because I hear a lot of men say that's what they want.
I felt like yeah too, because that was a religious thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was her job. First was house first. Outside of the house second in that, you know what I'm saying? It was house first for the woman, outside second. So I felt like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I knew he was going to expect that. That's what that
means. But my whole
thing
is, if you expect that and you saying house, that's almost like, hey, you can work if you can keep this up. So if she said, hey, my house is first, let me quit this job, then you're going to be looking at me like, you don't even want to work. You don't even want to help.
I'm with that too. I'm with that. I'm on your team. Guess what? If that's what he wanted, me being older now, I can come up with these solutions. You know what I'm saying? As young person, we don't have that mental capacity to say that. But now I can say it could have been, okay, check it out, dude. If I gotta have dinner ready by the time you get home, bath water ran, or I ain't never had nobody run bath water for me, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to lie, maybe I did, but you know what I'm saying? Saying sheets gotta be folded, like housework gotta be done and all this here, then yes, I'm gonna have to stay at home. You're gonna have to figure it out then. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to figure out how to go out there and do it. Now, that means you working 18 hours a day, because guess what? You want dinner when you get home. Hell on, don't be telling my business like that.
Oh. So, yeah, don't put it out like that. She couldn't run you no bath water. You ain't even take bath.
You say no when she was not healed from the previous, accusing the new dude of what the past got, meaning she's not ready.
Right.
Yeah, but this is the thing, though. I mean,
she don't deserve to get shot for that.
She don't deserve to get shot, but in my own speculation, also, she's gonna have it rough, because I don't even think she should be dating. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think she should be dating, and that's even rougher, because now she ain't dating. She's trying to, and like I said, guys can be stupid and ignorant, and because of the fact that she don't even want to date him, she got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I sympathize or empathize, whichever one I'm supposed to use in this context, with women, with the fact that they can't, as much as we try to tell them, hey, just be honest with a guy, it's okay to say no or whatever, that's coming from guys who got sense. We telling you it's okay to say that. And every guy doesn't have sense. You know what I'm saying? And I feel for you. I wish I could be there to protect you from it. You know what I'm saying? And we can't. I wish we can teach you how to protect yourselves on that there, just to get away from the situation. I got daughters. I don't want my daughters out in the street and the guy try to talk to them and they tell them no, and he wild out just because they don't want to talk, just because my daughters don't want to talk to him or give him the time of day. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that shit happening. I don't know how to tell you how to deal with that. I don't know. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying, learn how to throw a jab. You know what I'm saying? Maybe put a guy to sleep. Get a taser. You know what I'm saying? When he started getting loud, hit him with a couple volts. You know what I'm saying? Put him down first. But that's it. She said she don't mind telling her previous life. Yeah, she's Jehovah's Witness. She was Jehovah's Witnesses at that time. That's why dude was expecting that. Right? And the Jehovah's Witnesses is house first on that. So that's what that was. What is Tristan saying? Huh?
He trying. First of all, he bringing my shoe, trying to sneak my shoes back in here. I'm like, where were they? Oh, I let Bree wear them.
Yeah, we were gonna wear Easy's shoes, but she couldn't find her other non-slip suit.
And now he's asking me about the ointment.
Is it white and black or black and white?
Give it.
She needs some ointment.
Ladybug, where is this?
What they've been doing? They need some ointment.
White and black.
Huh?
What they've been doing? They need ointment.
Ladybug for her eyes.
Oh, Ladybug need ointment.
Yeah. Oh, he said what?
What he insinuating?
What you insinuating?
Nothing. I don't want no smoke. That's from my nephew and niece who don't even love me.
Now you know that ain't true.
I don't know.
They were scared because I told him, I said, just call him. He said he might not have time to see y'all. He just call him. Yeah, but then he gonna know that you told us to call. So
there's a lot more than usually that don't have no sense. Men used to stop approaching women in fear of rejection. Now they shooting women.
Let the girl have the shoes. Boy, bye. Come buy some.
I don't think men ever. I don't think. Well, there are men. There are men who don't approach women because of rejection, because they don't know how to deal with rejection. Because we are teaching them how to deal with rejection. Now we're teaching them that they win in every situation, and there's no such thing basically as no for them nowadays. But I don't think there are a lot. I don't think there are more men than usual who don't have sense. I just think that we are high, that the ones who don't have sense are acting out worse than it was back in our times. That's what it is. Back in our time, it was just verbal. If you got turned down, they would wild out verbally, and that was it. And in this age, their first response to everything is to get a gun. I can't even fathom thinking ever getting a gun for a woman. Me personally, as a man, I mean, I can't see myself pulling a pistol on a woman. I just can't do it. Now, no matter what she did, I don't care if she told me no, they slapped me, you know what I'm saying, hit me. I can't see myself pulling a pistol on a woman. I just can't see it. That shit, she can pull up a baseball bat and have a couple knives. I can't see myself pulling a pistol on a woman. She got to be a trained assassin or something. I got to know her background for me to think I need a pistol for or something. So, Nicole, I think this is for your kids, just for you and your kids. Yeah, you still on me.
What's happening? Did I get set up?
They said they're sorry. That's your family.
Did he say that's
he didn't get they didn't call anybody.
Yeah, nobody. I'm sorry.
Oh, that makes us feel better. They didn't call nobody, but they went to Brenda's house.
We were stressed.
They didn't call nobody, but they went
to Brenda's house. Did you hear Egypt?
They were so stressed they went and saw Brenda.
They stayed with Brenda. Yeah. They didn't go see her.
That makes it better.
Yeah, they needed somewhere to stay.
You want us to sleep in a box in the snow? Wow, that's crazy.
Just think how that sounds. Think of that sounds. We came there and we needed somewhere to stay. So we went because Brenda's place was the only place we could have went to.
See, now he's trying to make it about, woe is me.
If we didn't go to Brenda's house, we had to
stay sorry.
Listen to
I'm not getting on my hands and knees now.
Nicole, listen,
hold on. Don't
if we didn't go to Brenda's house, we had to stay in a box in the snow.
No, because look how he acted.
If we didn't go to Brenda's house, we had to stay in a box in the snow.
That's okay.
Because you saying it like, oh, Brenda's house,
and
like,
really,
and you said it like
what was closer to
they picked Brenda's house because it was closer to her granny house.
And really, it was at the
and it was right around the corner from their hotel.
And it was last
minute.
What?
Like, and you know what else makes this here so rough?
And they were driving there.
And what else makes this so rough is the fact of Nodi's fiance is related, right?
Yeah.
So guess what happens soon as you come in? You know your niece and nephew here?
Ow.
That's crazy. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, this is for y'all too. Here y'all go.
I can't stand you came to see your family.
Don't.
Who said that?
Uncle Dale.
Really?
Don't
really
do that.
Really? You know what?
I'm sorry.
They really sorry. They're gonna make it up to y'all. Both of y'all.
Okay. For y'all, for Opinion Nation, just that was my niece and nephew. They came to Chicago for Christmas to see their family, excluding their two uncles. But it's okay. So hold on. That was for them too.
Yeah, Shaka. You're gonna make them some lip gloss.
Oh, now we girls, huh? Because we girls
because y'all whining.
Because we whining. That's what it is.
Y'all being so emotional.
It's okay. All right. Blame me. Call me emotional because
y'all being so sensitive.
Call me sensitive because I love my niece and nephew and I'll be wanting to see him and hear from him. That makes me sensitive. I'll take it.
Come on.
Dog just ran into the door.
So, look at that.
It wasn't after the fact, Carletta. They knew they were coming.
No. I knew they were here.
Didn't I tell? I told you they were coming for Christmas break.
No, you told me they were here. I happened to call you, see how you were doing or whatever, and you was like, "Oh no, I'm good." Blah blah. Egypt and Tristan there in town. I was like, "In what town?" You like, "They there." And you told me where they were staying.
No, they wasn't there yet. I text you. Remember, I text you first because I text you what hotel they was gonna be at.
No, I got the text there. They were here. You told me they were here and whatever. Now maybe how you were saying it meant that they were on their way, but how it came out was that they were here. Who's sensitive? I'm very sensitive. What's
Joe.
up, Joe? How you feeling?
Oh, I'm surprised Joe didn't click off when he didn't see Jay.
Because Jay wasn't here. You click in and get up out of here. How's Joey doing, man? His son, he had a bit of an accident. Joey's a very good wrestler. His son, he got a concussion the other day on you ever seen wrestling, like high school wrestling, how it be? And you know how they shoot at each other when they shot, they hit heads. Put him down for a minute. I got it on video. How's he doing? I need to go check on him. So
why did he do that?
Accident. It was accidental headbutt. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have like head gear on.
But the other boy was fine.
Yes. Other boy, now mind you, on the video, Joey is down. He out. The other boy's still wrestling.
Wrestling Joey while he out.
Yes. Like trying to pin him and everything. He's out. He's on the ground. Out.
See, that's why I can't see nothing like that. I'd have been in that ring on my child, and he out.
Out. So, where was we at? I'm sorry, before we start talking to my nieces and nephews. That's the only way you could beat them, huh? I went to wrestling matches Sunday. That's why I forgot to tell y'all my week. I had a couple kids who played for us. They was all wrestling. It was in Crown Point. I got a little girl. Her name's Penelope. She plays for my Mighty Might. She's 7. I think Penelope's 7. She might be 6, but she won first place. She's 7. She won first place in her heat, I guess it's called, in her bracket. She won first place. Her brother plays for me. His name is Apollo. He won second place. His heart was so hurt that he lost that one match. He won second place. I had 3 other kids. Jordan Easton, he won first place in his heat. Jeremiah Jones, he came in 3rd place. And then Jace Jones, he came in 5th place. But he came in 5th place, but he was 2-1. He lost one match and then came in 5th place. I don't know how seeding really works. And I guess because he lost his first match, he wasn't able to compete for like 2nd or 3rd. He lost his first match. We'll put him in a different bracket, but he was 2 out of 3. So they did pretty good there too with that. Now, like, is anything? Did we finish up what we were talking about before we try to get out of here?
What were we talking about? Because
I'm trying to make sure that we don't miss Carletta, because Carletta was really pushing this Kevin Samuels and shit narrative.
I mean, his way of thinking was warped.
I don't think it was warped.
I think it was.
What would make it warped?
You didn't hear nothing that me and Carletta was saying?
I heard that y'all said everybody's entitled to their opinions, but he's not.
No, but he was imposing his opinions on people as if it was law. It can be your opinion. Let me tell you, I can say, in my opinion, I feel like nobody's gonna want you because you're not pretty enough. I can feel like only pretty people deserve people with money. I can feel like that. But to actually try to tear people down because I don't think you're pretty enough, he was actually tearing people down based on how he thought they looked.
This is what I remember. I remember him telling the woman she needed to be trying to get that little pussy away you know what I'm saying, to get it to get a man, which was probably true for her. You know what I'm saying? She come out there, she was 36 years old, 37 years old, had 2 kids, and all of a sudden she was abstinent. Was it born again or something?
And there's nothing wrong with that.
With
Some men
what?
will respect that. Maybe she
Respect
tired
what?
of giving her body away for nothing.
Who gonna respect that?
A lot of men
Look at you.
respect that. Do
Look
you
at
know?
you couldn't even get
No,
that
I
line
had to
out.
belch. A lot of men that I see when they say, you know what attracted me to my wife? Know why I married her? Because she was this. She told me this is what she wasn't going for. She wouldn't give me, I wouldn't have sex. She made me respect her. I've heard a lot of men say that's why I asked my wife to marry me.
They lying.
See, that's why there's no point in having a conversation. Because anything we say, you're going to say it's a lie.
It's a lie.
Why is that a lie, Mel?
Because there's no way in hell that the reason that they married the woman is because she wouldn't have sex with them.
That's, oh my God. See, and that's another thing with men. Y'all pick certain things out of a whole big picture.
Did I see the one where he was encouraging wife beating or allowing the new man come in and beat a woman's children? I ain't know nothing about now. Okay, so the wife beating part, know nothing about it. And what you mean the new man to come in and beat? Now, we saying beat or we saying discipline? What are we saying right there? Because see, beat sounds very harsh. And I ain't talking about the wife part. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about with the children. This was for you, Nicole. Said they're not being totally truthful. Okay, so maybe that sounds better than me saying they're lying.
See, what I'm saying is y'all pick certain things out and then want to harp on that one thing. He's not saying that that's the sole reason, but I'm just saying people, that's like part of it. The whole thing of making him respect her, not going for certain things. One of the things was, hey, she didn't have sex with me right away. She didn't do this. Other women, I knew I was getting it on the first day, or I can get it when I want it. With her, she stood her ground and made me respect her. So it wasn't the fact that, oh, she told me I couldn't get none, so I married her. No, it was deeper than that.
So what you're telling me is that men respect women who've given up the goodies to at least 2 other men or 2 other times prior to me. Then get
She's
to
37
me.
years old.
Slow down.
Oh
I'm
my
saying
God.
you're saying that men respect that a woman has given it up at least a couple times prior to me. Then when she gets to me, she decides I'm not giving it up. I'm doing this here, and that's what makes me respect her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because for all you know, she could have made them wait too. This could be how she is, but our relationships don't matter. And just because she got pregnant twice, that ain't 2 other times. They could be with the same man or whatever. She could have.
It is 2 other times.
But I'm just saying, she could
have
have twins. She could have twins.
2 other men.
It could be twins. It could be one other time.
But
the point is, she could have always respected her body like that and put him through the same thing. But every relationship don't last. She's 37 years old. She could have been with those kids' fathers for years.
True.
And so now she back out here dating, and it's like, no, that's not how I operate. And he respected that. And most men that I see when they tell their stories of why they married their wives and not all these other bad bees and all of that, is because this is the one that made me respect her, made me see her worth.
Yeah, and I can understand it. Don't get me wrong. We are drawn to people who kind of for lack of better phrases, command respect. You know what I'm saying? And it's different ways that they go about doing that. But I think in that certain situation, what we have to get to the point is, and we're picking on this woman because she already been picked on in that video. You know what I'm saying? But when you come out, abstinence is not the way to, I mean, not to say that it's not the way to say it, but abstinence does not mean that you respect yourself. For most guys, what abstinence says to us, when you come and tell us that you're being abstinent after you've done everything in the world already to us. You know what I'm saying? Is what you're saying now is you were a hoe for the last part of your life. Now that you got to me and you decide you're gonna save that little kitty cat. Basically, because in order to say, it'd be different if the conversation wouldn't be, oh, I'm absent, or the conversation would be like, oh no, well, you know, I always refrain from sex until I get to know a person. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I'm not just having sex because now I get to know myself. This is my MO. Yes, I have children, but guess what? Those children come out of a relationship. I didn't go in and just have children willy-nilly, frivolously with this person. No, that's what I do. I get to know a person before I have sex with them. That's me respecting you now. But when you open up like I'm abstinent, basically that means I've been making mistakes over here, just giving sex to anybody else. I don't want to do that again. And so now I'm abstaining when I meet you. That's what we hear.
But I didn't see that interview. I didn't see that interview, but I doubt if she's saying I'm abstaining. If she's abstinent, that means she ain't had sex in a long time. I ain't just start this when I met you.
No. When that video that we're picking on this lady, I think she said she was being abstinent then. It was something that it wasn't like she's been abstinent forever. It was like a new thing. She's turned over this leaf and she's gonna be abstinent now.
Yeah. I mean, and she has the right to do that too.
She does. This is the thing. Was she okay? You know what? DL Hughley, he was on Vlad doing the interview, and one of the DL says a lot of things, and I kind of like to hear him talk, but I love the fact that you see DL Hughley?
Oh,
did you hear when Gabrielle Union called Boosie gay? Well, you know, because, you know, Boosie was going back and forth. Well, I mean, they've been going back and forth about him and how he felt about their child being a woman or whatever it was. And when they asked Gabrielle about it, she was like, he has a lot to say about whatever. He always got dick on his mind. He must be the one who gay. Boosie come back, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know I like women. Your husband the one who gay, blah, 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 blah. But when they asked DL about it, the thing was, he respects the fact that Gabrielle Union thought she needed to defend the child and her husband or whatever. But what we have to stop doing is we have to stop putting ourselves in the limelight, putting our business here, and then expecting people to not have an opinion about it because they put it out there. And that's what's going on with Kevin Samuels and most of the people. People have put their, even how you feel about Kevin Samuels or even how Carletta feels about it. I really, one way or the other, because that's what he put himself there for you guys to have this opinion of him. You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be some dissenting opinions. There's going to be some good opinions. That's what it is with that there. But there is, once a person presents themselves, so just like with the young lady who presents herself, all of a sudden she's abstinent, people are going to have an opinion about that. One way or the other. You put yourself out there for the opinion. You put yourself on the block to be judged. That's what it is to me. What to say. Then it's the wording of what men and women are saying and what the other gender is understanding. That is absolutely true. But we hardly ever are understanding what the other ones are saying.
Oh, and did y'all hear about Boosie's daughter?
What happened to her?
She came out as gay, and she's actually a stud. So people like, I know Boosie's sick.
Probably not.
But he not. He already has said, then somebody played an interview where he said, oh, I would love, I think it ain't no way he ain't know his daughter was gay. Because when I immediately saw the picture, I'm like, oh, his daughter the boy. You know.
This the thing. Boosie's
but he
not
said I wouldn't walk my daughter down the aisle. He said, I just said, and I commend him for standing on his beliefs. He don't like it. He don't condone it. That don't mean I don't like you as a person. I just don't like the act, right? And he said, I wouldn't walk my daughter down the aisle. I would not give my daughter away to another woman, but I love her to death.
They blew up his comments about Dwayne Wade's child because at first he said nothing wrong. The most he said was when they were talking about having a gender reassignment or whatever it was, he said, no, man, don't do that. Don't cut his dick off. Don't do that. He ain't old enough to make that decision. Let him get older and make that decision. Don't do that. That's all he said. And then it was, he against them and that there. Kevin Samuels says, sometimes children lie when talking to a woman about a man molesting her children. Okay. So we saying sometimes children don't lie?
No, but But that's still like, if your child was to come to you and say your new girlfriend was molesting him, would you feel like, oh, kids lie sometimes, you just trying to mess up my relationship, I ain't finna stop my relationship because kids lie?
I think that's one of the things you know your child. You know what I'm saying? So,
but even if your child's a liar, in a situation like this, would you want this to be a boy cries wolf situation where, okay, I know he lied, but this time he ain't lying?
I would not want it to be that situation, and I would not dismiss my child. You know what I'm saying that. But in the same sense, I'm saying you know your child too. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on how this came out. Now, if it's one of them things where it's like, I know my significant other is a real strict disciplinarian, it's harder for a guy to go through this scenario because most of the time, if it's a boy, he ain't gonna say you doing it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully that wouldn't happen, or my son would come tell. If my son came to tell me that, I probably would be like, hold on, she did what? How did you do it?
Or what if your daughter came to you and said that your ex-wife's boyfriend was doing that? And maybe your daughter be lying.
But as a guy, we gonna believe our daughter no matter what. We probably don't want the ex-boyfriend around him anyway. So that gives us another reason to go start some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different. We all in. He did what?
What if you cool with the boyfriend? You know how some new husbands.
Never that cool.
This is hypothetical.
Oh, okay. But hypothetically, I ain't never that cool. I ain't never that cool. You know what I'm saying? I can sit around, we can kick it and whatever, but I ain't never that cool. She say something happened, I like, hey, I like you today, and if she tell me you did something, I'll kill you and bury you in the backyard tomorrow. I ain't never that cool. I tell them, that ain't my job. My job ain't to be your friend. My job is to sit around and make sure the minute you fuck up, you know you're getting fucked up. Sorry. But I don't, like, in answer to the question, I think you always are supposed to side with the child first in that situation and try to figure it out. I mean, it's rough to say, that's just like, that when they say you always supposed to believe a woman when she says she's been raped or something like that, you got to go through it, because but I think it's almost the same thing with your child, unless you have that, like, say, I only thing I can think of is TV shows when you got I'm not saying my daughter don't lie. I didn't say that. I said I'm still rocking with him, even if it's a lot, especially if I'm not in the house. If my daughter tell me another man did something to her, I'm going all in. Especially if it's that we gonna figure this out later. She better tell me she was lying before I get to him. That's what I'm saying. But I equate this to like TV shows where you got the promiscuous daughter, and then she say the guy did something. And most of the time on the TV show, guess what? She telling the truth, because most of the time, from what I would see or how I would think, no matter what the situation is with most moms and daughters, because there are some daughters and moms and daughters, they be on some wild shit. But for the most time, no matter what the situation is, that daughter never really going after the mama man, because most of the time they think, ew, this nigga old, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, trying to get away. I have heard about it being the opposite, where some girls have gone after their mother's man, but I would say I would side with the child first. Like if my daughter called me right now and said, hey, mama dude over here making advances, I'm telling the dude, no, he keep coming at me. She didn't even say he touched her. He keep talking under my skirt. Okay, don't worry about it. I'll be there. We're going to take care of that. You know what I'm saying? Me. Sometimes with women, they'll blame the daughter. When you was walking around here with no clothes on, what are you supposed to do? If I keep telling you to put clothes on, be around my man like that. So, it's hard to say how you should handle that situation. But I would say hopefully you would side with your child. If your child came and told you something like that, I would hope that you would side with your child.
Right. So Kevin Samuels was trash, like Carletta said.
I don't know what he said in that.
Basically, he was saying kids lie. So,
but they do.
But yeah, they do. But in that type of situation, basically, he's saying you shouldn't let a child ruin your relationship with your man. If a child saying, hey, he touching me, hey, kids lie. That's
I think that only comes into play when you say you shouldn't let a child ruin your relationship. It depends on how old a child is. know what I'm saying? When you got a child that's damn near grown up in the house.
Yeah, and it's different just to say, oh, I don't like him. That's different. We ain't talking about that. But we talking about serious situations where stuff happened. They're like he's saying kids lie. Because just be honest, a lot of kids feel like, oh, I don't want my daddy to have a new woman, or I don't want my mama to have a new man. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But
I think, and that's also as rough as it might sound, you still have to know your child. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you'll know.
She kicked us out. I'm here. Can you see me?
Nah. You didn't kick that. Hold up. Yeah, something wrong with your. You got to jump out and jump back in real quick.
All right.
Yeah. Like I was saying real quick, you just got to know your child. And you got to understand sometimes if your child trying to sow seeds of discord in that situation. So as much as I want to say you want to be on your child's side all the time, you also got to know sometimes if your child is trying to sabotage what it is you got going on. So there it is. I think in that, to just say that he was trash, Miss Kelly, I think that's a unfair assessment. Because just to say that he was trash is like saying that nothing that he said had any merit. And I don't believe that there was nothing that he said that didn't have merit. I think it was in the delivery of some of it. And I think the problem with the delivery is since you didn't like the messenger and most of what it is, then it became trash. And you didn't look to hear if there was anything that he said that carried any merit because of that. Because guess what? As guys, we thought Derrick Jackson was trash, but y'all still figured he had some merit in the stuff he said and things of that nature. And he did.
But I don't think he said anything wrong, though.
That other guy, I think the black dude, he do a lot of yelling too. What's his name? Sotomayor, I think.
Tommy Sotomayor or whatever.
Sotomayor, whatever. I'm like him. I think he has some valid points and everything, but at the same time, did you just compare him to Hitler?
He don't. Tommy Sotomayor don't like black women. It was apparent he ain't like black women.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, in that to just say he was trash, like there's still going to be some things that he say that have merit. But guess what? Since you don't like the messenger, just like the gentleman we talking about earlier, Nicole, when I would say the video you sent me, I ain't like the messenger. So guess what? Automatically, he trash. Trash. He's a pick me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's trying to get your attention. So. What did Derrick Jackson say that demeaned black men? Honestly, Carla, I can't tell you what Derrick Jackson said because I didn't listen to him.
Yeah, he never said anything that demeaned black men. All he was saying he was speaking to women and saying, if this was happening, he probably really didn't like you. Or if these are signs to look at. That's all he was saying. Oh, if this happened, he don't want you.
I can't fight that. I listened to one Derrick Jackson video, and it was years ago. I did not like what he had to say. I can't even tell you what it was. It was a clip or a small clip. I didn't watch the whole video, and I never checked back in. So I don't know what he said. I'm not saying he was demeaning to me. I'm saying I didn't like his message. That one time.
Why? Because he was putting women up on game?
I don't even think it was that. Because honestly, what it was that day, I don't have enough reference points to even tell you what he was or was not saying. I don't. I got more about him when he got caught cheating or whatever, you know what I'm saying, because it was across everybody's timeline. But other than that, I did not.
And then men just love that. See this, but it's like it still didn't negate anything he did. He probably was able.
I didn't feel happy that he got caught cheating or anything like that either, you know. And no,
they did. Probably easier for him.
It was the opposite of Kevin Samuels.
But it was easier. I felt like that gave him more. That's why he knew what he was talking about, because he was doing it.
Okay. And let me clarify this, Carla. I don't dislike the man because I don't know him. I did not like his message or what it was that he was giving and putting out. So I chose not to give his channel any views. That's what it was. So I didn't care for what he was saying at that point. So I chose not to go back in and give him the views or anything. Don't dislike him. Don't know him to dislike him. Like, so I wasn't ecstatic when he got caught cheating or when his things were going on in his relationship at his house. I wasn't out here like, yeah, that's what he get and like that. I don't remember his message because it was that long ago. I remember I didn't like it. And so I didn't go back in for it. And guess what? I use my my choice not to support that. Just like I think people should have done with Kevin Samuels. If you don't like his message, use your choice and just don't click back into it.
Yeah, I never clicked in, but it's study coming across your timeline, or people
I didn't watch.
study.
I'm saying when Derrick Jackson come across my timeline, I didn't check in. Trust me, and it was coming across. I disregarded it. I don't want to hear that. That was my choice. My choice was I said I thought to myself, don't like the message. I'm gonna leave that alone. So I didn't form an opinion about him. When things went wrong in his life, I wasn't sitting here like, hell yeah, that's what he get. Yeah, all this. No, I didn't form an opinion about it. The Tommy Sotomayor, however you say his name. I've heard him speak twice, I think maybe. I don't really like how he delivers his message. You know what I'm saying?
But you think he has?
I think I saw one video. I was like, okay, I can understand what he's saying. There was a point in what he's saying, but I
just find it funny. I just find that hilarious.
What?
That you could stomach not, watching the Tommy Sotomayor or whatever.
I never watched another one. I didn't like his.
But you watched two, right?
No, I watched three.
Two.
I watched
three.
three.
You watched three, but you saw one of Derrick Jackson's where he's not talking about men. He's probably being a little panderish to women, but he ain't said nothing wrong. You felt like, oh, I don't like, I can't even, nope, you will pass it up. But you can watch a man totally bashing black women. He thinks black women are disgusting.
In the video that I saw. I sent you the clip of the video that I saw. He wasn't bashing black women. I say it was 3 clips because it was one interview that was cut into 3 clips. I saw those 3 clips. I didn't like how he presented his message. I don't like anybody presenting a message when it's a bunch of screaming and hollering just to get attention. You know what I'm saying? I don't like any of those deliveries, really, when it seemed like it's out of character, because it wasn't like there was an argument for him to get elevated like that. You know what I'm saying? He delivered the message angry and antagonistic. So I didn't like how his delivery on it anyway. But that was my first time ever hearing it. Remember, I sent you the message. I sent y'all the message. Like,
I didn't watch it because I don't watch him. Now that's one person.
You told me you didn't watch it. You were like, I ain't watched that. I don't like dude. And guess what? You know what? I wouldn't force you to watch it, because what you exercise your choice to say, I don't like how dude get down or whatever. I ain't listening to nothing he got to say. The most I said to you was, but the messaging that was cool, you got to get past the messenger. And you was like, nope. Okay. Guess what?
Because I've watched quite a few of his videos, so it wasn't like I saw one and was like, no. I've watched quite a few. Do you know Kimberly Williams? You might not know her, but she graduated with me.
I know a girl named, I kind of remember.
She dark skinned.
Kind of heavy set?
Okay. In high school, she was real skinny. She got a little bit of weight on her, but it's, like the weight I got, she ain't real big. She just, because she was really, really skinny in high school, but, she got her little weight on her now. She's really dark. She darker than me, dark. And she got locks now.
Oh.
And I think her hair is gray. If you see her, you'll probably be like, maybe you've seen her around, but she graduated with me, so you might not know her. But she was on, I think something happened, and she did an interview. She was on the news talking with sense, but the hair she had green in it. And but she, she from Kenwood, so she know how to talk. She wasn't on there, and blah blah blah. She was, talking with sense. But all he talked about was her green hair and black women and just degrading her. I think she had posted the video like, really? You know what I'm saying?
Was he on, like, he talked about her afterwards, or was he on the show with her?
No, he posted the clip on his show as a point to show how ratchet black women are with our weaves, with our hair hats.
Oh, okay. Carletta, what did they say pertaining to you? What Kevin? So that's why you don't like Kevin Samuels, because people were quoting him pertaining to you. So people were telling you that you wasn't in the right bracket for the man you were looking for or something. What was it? What Kevin Samuel advice did you need to adhere to? I need to know that a broken. And so all your ire is about Kevin Samuels because these men are quoting him for you. Come on, let us know now. You were too masculine. Is it because all the weight you be lifting?
I think that's a cop out for men. When they feel like they're not needed, that means the woman is masculine. If I'm not a damsel in distress, I'm too masculine.
And okay, this is the thing with that also. Everybody has their match. I'm saying everybody has the person who they kind of are equal to, but masculine women are usually more docile with their match, unless their match is a submissive guy, and there are submissive guys. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you'll get with a guy and he likes to play the back, and it allows you to, because me, the only masculinity part to me, I think, is the over aggressiveness sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I think that's sometimes, and the confrontationalism. Sometimes you'll get women who are just overly confrontational. That's what I consider masculine. Ones who always want to, you know what I'm saying, talk about what they can do or fighting and stuff like that. To me, that's the masculine part. Other than that, I don't really know. I mean, if you're out working and making money and taking care, I don't consider that masculine. I consider that being an adult. So I think at one point, I don't understand how we categorize some women as masculine outside of the fact that, like, I there are women that I've been in contact with, and it's like, I'm telling them, hey, man, you a little too rough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always talking about fighting a guy and what you go, yeah, because I can do that. If I had to fight him, like, yeah, but that's not a conversation. That to me is masculine. You know what I'm saying? You want to show that you're able to stand up to a guy. You know, so you always want to, you know what I'm saying, be up in a guy's face talking crazy and stuff like that. But other than that, and I don't really see that in Miss Kelly over here, but man, I don't know. I don't know. You walking around talking about you gonna beat guys up, Miss Kelly? Or what is it?
I mean, I can agree with that. I've seen women that are just had the funkiest attitude, you know, always got something to say, snippy. But then when they get around men, they're purring and shit, you know. Because I would honestly be feeling like, how do you have a man with that nasty attitude you got? How does he condone that you nasty to people? But when she's with him, she ain't that way.
Okay. So she says she thinks those are points of manipulation to get women to expect less. So those men don't have to rise
to the standard. Yep.
Rise to the standard. Right? Okay. I can go with that. From lesser guys. I can go with that. I think that's when they're talking about masculinity inside of the roles of the relationship. When they try to use it, whereas when a woman is getting things done, like when she's supposedly a doer, you know what I'm saying? Then they'll say she's too masculine. You know what I'm saying? When she just goes out, instead of asking him for things, she just goes and does it herself. They'll say that she's too masculine. I think I can go with that. I won't argue that fact. This matter. I think that we do assign that to the majority when it's not the majority, but I think we see a lot of that. But I think it does happen. You know, I know you ain't no kind of masculine. What you talking about? I just seen your deadlift. You know what I'm saying? I just seen you in the gym hitting them weights. What you mean you ain't no kind of masculine? So before we get at Miss, you're a doer. I think I think the thing is, from what we know about Miss Kelly, she is passionate. She is very Afrocentric. She is very Black Power. She is very motivated in Black people getting business done. So I can also see how some people would say she has masculine qualities, especially a guy who is kind of insecure. So, but I think sometimes we take our insecurities and we cast them on to other people, and we assign characteristics to them that we are lacking. And since, like her earlier statement, since we are not rising to the standard, then we put that on to other people. She does want to see all black people win. So I think it's some of the people she deal with, they just not on the level of that. So as Kevin Samuels would tell them, that, you know what I'm saying, they're not on her level, that they should date in their own, what did he say? They would date in their own bracket, or however he would call it.
Kevin Samuels would not tell men that for her. Kevin Samuels would tell her, it don't matter what you got or what you do. You're a 5 at best, and that's what you need to be looking for, because nobody on your level is gonna want you because they can get somebody else that looks better than you.
That is a misconception.
That's what he literally tells the women.
You're not hearing what I'm saying, though. I'm not saying he doesn't tell women that. The misconception is, well, you said he wouldn't tell a man that. His platform, I'm telling you, his platform was going on forever.
So are you saying, I heard you say that. So are you saying his platform, it probably really wasn't his thoughts? It's just something that he saw that was making him money. So I'm going to go this way. Because I remember you saying he started out with men and it wasn't hitting until he started doing that with women.
What hit was that video with the woman. And then so his audience changed over, and that's what started happening to him. Because as much as he go off on the women, he did that to the men too. I think his platform was basically like, whoever calls in, I'm going to find a way to be confrontational. You know what I'm saying? Whoever can get it. Men and women alike. Men just started to stay away from it because it looked like he was a champion for men then. Oh, he getting at these women now, you know what I'm saying? Because guess what? His earlier videos with men didn't get no traction. They didn't get no likes and stuff like that. So it was like, okay, guess what? When the women started calling in and they started getting traction, men just started to be voyeurs instead of, you know what I'm saying, calling in to get advice. Because at first it was, I'm telling you, he got plenty of videos. You go check them out. He got plenty of videos. He going off on men too about everything.
I saw the one about the size, and he was like, "What size?" I'm that ain't what I'm asking you. So you mean to tell me? I saw a video where he went off on
it. He got on men too, but it didn't gain any traction. You know what I'm saying? It didn't gain any traction. So I think he just stayed with what was winning. He had that video like, "Oh, this is what they like. Okay, got to get the people what they want." And women called in, and they made his platform great. Because guess what? As much as we want to say he was demeaning the women or whatever it was, they kept feeding him. They kept feeding him content. I think Carletta is a bit sensitive on the Kevin Samuels subject because men use some of the things he said to assign them to her. Kevin didn't say those things to you now, Carletta. There were just men who heard some of those things and they used them. That's not Kevin's fault. Okay? So I'm going to need you to not be, it's not Kevin's fault.
Kevin gave them some wind beneath their wings.
He was their Red Bull. He was. Kevin gives them wings. But it wasn't Kevin's fault that they ran off there like that.
And they just used Kevin Samuels to try to knock her down. I dated somebody who would try to knock me down. And it's like, why are you doing this? Why, would try to compare. Had never heard me sing before, but heard Egypt. She sounds better than you. How you know? I ain't never sung for you. You don't even know how I sound. How you know? But you trying to knock me down.
That was his way of flirting. He didn't know how to flirt. He was trying to have some witty banter.
No, that wasn't it.
Very much so. He shouldn't have said that to anyone. Decent mothers taught their children that. What? What? So you're saying his mother wasn't decent? You attacking his mama now? Jesus, Carletta. That was kind of masculine.
Look at you.
right. Before Carletta get mad at me, let's get up out of here. It's time for us to go. Like we said, Jamarcus couldn't be here because of family. There's an incident happened in the family, so he's taking care of that. Yes, it was his purpose to get us following and have a discussion, and he accomplished his goal in that. And we still talking about the gentleman now. He's passed away, and so he accomplished it. He kind of set himself up for. He's gonna be talked about for a long time. It's gonna be down the line. Somebody's still gonna bring him up. So. With that, we're going to get out of here. I appreciate you all coming out as always. Appreciate y'all talking to us. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube. We're going to talk about, I think we want to switch over to use YouTube as the main broadcast point. We'll figure that part out because we're supposed to be trying to do some clips and everything anyway. But over on YouTube, we won't have to worry about getting thrown in jail for making little small comments, I guess. So,
because we can't control what y'all say.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, but with that, thank y'all as always. Check us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, like, share, hit the notification, follow. And is there anything else we need to tell them?
Yeah, this is what I was talking about real quick. Who was I talking to? I think Legs. Because I wasn't on the show last week. So it was either Legs or Michael. I wasn't on the show last week. And he was like, oh, so y'all didn't do the show? I'm like, no, they did the show. Mel and Jay did the show. And I said, yeah. And sometimes if Jay not on there, me and Mel will do it. And I said, but you know what? Me and Jay have never done the show. So
yes,
what is that?
Have.
I don't remember. Did we do a show without you before?
Yes.
We did. Because our show was like, so he really is Beyonce.
I'm almost positive y'all did a show without me. I'm gonna go back and find it.
Yeah, we gonna have to see that because I'm like, come on. Oh, he can't do the show then. We ain't no show.
I'm gonna go back and find it. See, you saying that that's not true. They have done the show without me at least once. I know it wasn't twice because the second time y'all supposed to do it without me, y'all didn't do it. That's when I went to do the other.
Tammy said we did do a show without you.
Nobody listen to Tammy. She don't know what she talk about.
Really?
Tammy
don't listen to him.
Tammy barely check in, man. You know what I'm saying? How does she know what y'all did? I got the clips coming. I got you. How you doing, Miss Johnson? We ain't heard. Was you here all day or did you just check in right now? Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna give me a wig. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give me one of them green screen backgrounds with the just like the what they call them things, the filter. They're gonna have a wig so I can do that there.
And have the fan blowing. You know, Beyonce always have her hair blowing. It's always a fan.
You prayed and hope I felt better. Checking in late. What was wrong with me?
Thank you.
Oh, that was for you?
You weren't sick.
You know what it was. You know why she just checked in late? Because Jamarcus is her favorite. So she probably checked in earlier, didn't see him. She coming back to see was he back on here.
Oh, she said. Oh, they said he might come. Let me see if he might come.
Let me see if he back. She ain't slick. She came in early like, ain't no Jay. I'm gone. And she came. Oh, he might be here. She came back late at the end. So they usually be getting off the air right now. Let me check and see if Jay was there. She still ain't seen him, so she just figured, I might as well go and say hi. She ain't slick. I know what that is. Sorry. But see that? Look at it. We are leaving. We are glad you all came out. She gonna pray for him too. Oh Lord, she's just throwing prayers around here. All right, hold mine till I really need it. Don't throw mine up yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
hold mine till I need it.
Yeah, hold on to it for a minute. I'm gonna let you know when I need it. It ain't a time yet. Maybe in about, I don't know. I got some stuff. What I got going on? We got some stuff I'm gonna need one for. You know what I'm saying? So, but we out of here. We will see all you guys later. Thank y'all.